An optical trick went into the building of the minarets too. They leaned slightly outwards. If they were truly vertical, they would seem to be leaning inwards. By leaning away from each other, they look perfectly upright. And that brings another advantage. In an earthquake, the minarets would collapse outwards, sparing the Taj and its mighty dome. The dome is the crowning glory of the Taj Mahal, the element that makes it so timeless and graceful.
Today we have other options. We can build giant supporting structures in steel for a dome like that. We have other materials. They had to solve all their problems in stone. So they laid stone on stone and built up the dome in rings.
The dome rises layer by layer. The mortar between the stones gives it stability. The result is self-supporting, with no reinforcing struts or columns. The weight of the dome is transferred directly downwards to the mass of masonry below. The dome is more than 40 meters high and 4 meters thick, yet it seems to float over the marble facade, a miracle of stress calculation still admired by engineers. For over 350 years, this dome has been the ultimate expression of Mughal architecture. 1621. The Mughal Empire is at a turning point. The Emperor, Shah Jahan's father, is desperately ill. His sons are gathering in the shadow of the throne, ready to fill the vacuum of power. Shah Jahan knows that his moment has come. Nothing will stop him in his lust for absolute power. No means are ruled out, not even poison. When the great Mughal finally dies, Shah Jahan has his rivals eliminated. Brotherly love means nothing when the prize is so great.
There was a notion of family, and there was a notion of affection. But this feeling receded into the background. And then that particular vision of acquiring power for yourself and to rule the country or empire as you see fit becomes the rationale behind all the violence that is perpetrated.
With his rivals gone, Shah Jahan seizes the throne. He's crowned emperor in 1628 in the Red Fort in Agra. Shah Jahan soon proves himself a wise and moderate ruler. He guides the empire to even greater prosperity. Mumtaz Mahal stays in the background, but she's one of the Shah's most important advisors. This Mughal dynasty seems to have a glorious future. Perhaps it will equal the illustrious past. The Mughals are descended from the greatest warlord of them all, Genghis Khan. Their distant ancestors were fierce warriors of the Asian steppes, the Mongols. A mere 100 years before Shah Jahan's rise to power, the Mughals swept down from the north onto the plains of India. Their cannons crushed one Indian city after another. By the time of Shah Jahan, the Mughals control most of India. The first time this great land has been unified in nearly 2,000 years. The Mughal rulers bring their faith with them, Islam. After Hinduism, Islam soon becomes India's second religion. But the invaders don't impose it on the people. They seek a balance between the cultures. The Mughal lords proclaim religious tolerance. More than 100 million people now see business and industry, science and art flourish. Artists at court portray their rulers as godlike beings. There are no limits to the great Mughals' power. Shah Jahan holds sway over his subjects, over life and death. His word is law throughout the empire. This just ruler leads the country to prosperity and stability. The court chronicle records that Shah Jahan brings the people abundant joy and happiness. Under Shah Jahan, Mughal rule in India reaches its dazzling zenith. But now, his greatest legacy, the Taj Mahal, symbol of the Indian nation, is under threat. This has been a high-security zone since 2006. After bomb threats from terrorists and religious fundamentalists, it's guarded round the clock. Access to the mausoleum is tightly controlled. Filming of the magnificent interior is forbidden. No one knows how long the Taj will need this kind of protection. Art historian Ebba Koch was able to study the Taj before the restrictions came into force. She is the international expert on the building and its history. She has also decoded the religious symbolism of the monument.
The Taj Mahal is the
architectural embodiment of this life and of the next, according to Islamic belief. The ground plan shows this duality. The complex is split between the tomb garden with its mausoleum and a worldly side meant for bazaars and markets. What's interesting is that the worldly side is the mirror image of the mausoleum side. The connecting square with the great main gate marks the transition to the tomb garden and opens up the view to the mausoleum.
At the center of the mausoleum is the Holy of Holies, the most splendid room in the Taj Mahal, the final resting place of Shah Jahan's bride.